Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, which has been highly requested. Yes, there are going to be subtitles on every single video, but I want to make these as inclusive as possible. Today I want to start off with a good old book review, because why not start with this? Why not just go in what I originally started the TikTok channel with? It's not what my claim to fame is, but don't worry, we'll get there too. So today I want to review By the Book by Amanda Sillett. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It follows fresh sophomore Mary Malcolm Porter. I almost said Mary Malcolm Dixon? That's not a... Is that a thing? Mary Malcolm Porter, she's a sophomore in high school, and this is her first time at like a public high school. And she has this very literate family. Literate? That implies that everyone else is illiterate. Her family loves literature. They all have classics that they like, you know, and everything. She basically befriends these lovely girls, and they use her knowledge of like men and women, people in classical literature to kind of analyze the high school field. It's slightly Emma-esque. They just like peg guys as like, oh, they're this character. But of course what happens is Mary writes off this one guy as this arrogant Casanova type, and all of the girls in the group are like, yeah, like we support you, you know, and everything. And they go about this lovely journey of Arden, one of her friends, creates like a season for her, which is season in classical literature back in the day. I say back in the day because I just don't know the dates, okay? So I hope I still sound smart as I say back in the day. But anyways, oh, I am burping. A season is basically like when a lady is eligible now for a significant other. So there's a season of like meeting people, going to balls, you know what I mean, to get married because you're an asset, and marriage is financial and nothing more than that usually back in the day. Anywho, so they aim to have a season for Mary. And Mary is very intelligent, but when it comes to like the dating realm, things just kind of like go right over her head. They went over my head for a little bit too, I'm gonna be honest. When I picked up this book, I honestly thought the protagonist was gonna be in like college or something. I was wrong, and that was fine. That was fine. So it was interesting because I go from reading like YA fantasy and like adult contemporary romance, and then I get to like high school, and it's this like beautifully naive and young and innocent love, and it honestly made me reminisce about like my high school experience with people, and it gave me those like butterflies. And I mean, like, nothing saucy happens, guys, because she's a sophomore and she's never dated before, so we're not gonna see like, you know, like all the time. It was a nice reprieve from the saucy books. Really, I mean, I just read A Court of Frost and Starlight, which was like a slice of life for ACOTAR. The amount of times that Rhysand talks about wanting to have sex with Feyre, goddamn, this guy's like, that's all he's thinking about. Like when he was like I took her in the sky. What? This dude is so horny. Anyways, it was really nice to read this because it was less about sex as it was more about like first time dating and you're young, and she has like this big family, and it's nice to see the dynamic between the family and whatnot. And I think if you love classical literature too, this is definitely a plus, because then you'll get way more references than I got. I mean, I got some, I'm not gonna, I got some references, but I did not get all of them. And that's okay, because when I really started diving into reading, it was sci-fi first, and I don't see Mary Malcolm Porter, you know, quoting, I'm now blanking on every sci-fi author. Edgar Rice Burroughs? He's one, right? Isaac Asimov. There we go. Mary Porter Malcolm. I've been mispronouncing. I'm the CEO of mispronouncing names and like mixing up. Oh my gosh. Mary Porter Malcolm. Okay, that's it. Oh, the love interest, blonde. And if you've seen my TikTok on ACOTAR, you know that I'm partial to other hair colors. According to the illustration, the protagonist is like an ashy blonde with like curly hair, and he was written in a way that made me fall in love with him as each chapter went. And he was written in a way where at first I was like, I agree with Mary. He's a Casanova piece of scumbag. That was harsh. But I was like, I agree. I agree with Mary. And then as time went on, I was like, no, wait. Now wait just a minute here. Like, something's a little off in a good way. Just like the innocence of like young dating, where it wasn't necessarily about like, can I get in your pants? See, now I'm reminiscing and now I'm just smiling like a dork. But that's what this book made me feel like. Mary does not speak like a sophomore in high school. She speaks like a sophomore in college because of her background and her family. And both her parents, I believe, are professors. So she speaks maturely, which is juxtaposed to like her lack of experience in the dating realm. And so it's so beautiful to see this naivety? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I'm trying to sound very intelligent right now. Her like super intelligent brain when it comes to literature. And so it's very interesting. I like that. We stand multifaceted female characters. There's not many non-white people in this book, but the family is white and the love interest is white, and I mean most of the friends are white. I think that's like a good topic though to bring up, especially with like classical literature, because it wasn't until I got to high school junior year that there was classical literature not written by a white person that I was told to read. And so that's an issue, because how do we, as a Eurocentric society, choose what's classic? Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you back here soon. And in the meantime, go check out my TikTok. How about that? Okay. Next up, I'll be reviewing the ACOTAR series, which is going to be probably very, very salty. I will be reviewing the Folk of Fair, the Holly Black series, the Cruel Prince, the Wicked King, and the Queen of Nothing. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. I'll be reviewing that. Well Met. But I have books written by people of color that I need to get to before I go any further into the white author's realm. So I'll be reading those too, so it'll be fun to share with you guys. And buy from independent bookstores when you can, please. Thank you for everything. Toodaloo. Now I'm gonna go to TikTok. Now I gotta record that separately because this camera's not being a team player. Bye.